Time is running out. Stand a chance to win one of 6 houses with 2 million rand each, or your share of 500,000 rand in cash. Buy your raffle tickets today at participating retailers or the National Lottery website. T's and C's apply. Panda Push Up Play.
Now, playing today's National Lottery game, we are joined by Karyn Maughan, and she'll, of course, be, before we play the game, telling us exactly what her relationship with money is. That is her salary, her bonuses, or when she wins a bit of a, a jackpot there by the lottery fund, what will she do with 3 million rand? Karyn, thank you for joining us.
I've never done anything like this before.
I can imagine.
I'm just worrying about my father watching this saying,
yeah,
you
like,
spend money on what?
On what? And I don't know about
exactly.
this.
No. Sorry, Dad.
But what's your relationship like with money? I mean, most of us have a very toxic relationship where we emotionally spend on stuff that we don't need. But are you a responsible spender or saver?
Look, as I've said before, my father put the fear of God into us about A, credit cards, and B, like having to pay anything off.
Yeah.
So I've never had an Edgar's, Trueworth, any of those type of situations.
Yeah.
And I am like quite careful about saving money because I also work as a kind of a freelancer, so I'm not like necessarily certain of how much money I'm going to have every month. So I tend to be a little bit overcautious. However, I do have a deep love for clothing.
Yes.
That cannot be denied.
Hence we see, yes.
I cannot be denied. And particularly, South African designers, like this is Kosi and Kosi, Lesego Sakutu, who I buy a lot of clothes from. So that's my weakness.
But during this credit crunch where we're seeing, the increase in petrol prices, we've seen the VAT increase this year, how do you think we can save? I mean, it's the festive season as well. So you can imagine those impromptu brides and get-togethers and dinner dates and family gatherings are quite at an all-time high right now this season.
And I think it's really tough for people because a lot of people are working in environments, and I think particularly young black professionals where they are dealing with the issues of black tax and going back to home, and people are expecting money from them in circumstances where there's this pull between family obligations and their own kind of financial obligations. And I think that's really tough. I think that you have to kind of sit down and actually do a budget and say to yourself, like, what can I afford here? Yeah. And, how do I apportion money so that I'm meeting the obligations that exist within my family context? Yeah. But I'm also not doing so to the detriment of my own financial situation, because that's a pathology that we see over and over again, and particularly in January, where people are struggling to pay for school uniforms because they've overextended themselves in the festive season. Best
advice that we've had today. Karyn, well, of course, we're going to play a game, and the question is, what would you do with 3 million rands? Now, of course, unfortunately, we're meant to be joined by Sissy as well right here on the morning show, but we have Karyn, and we're going to just explain exactly how the game works. I'm going to show Karyn a list of items, each worth a different amount of money, and she will need to tell me whether she wants to add or leave them, depending on how much she thinks it, of course, will get to 3 million rand. So when she, of course, sees an item, she can say add, and we'll add that item on the list, or she could alternatively say leave, and of course, if she thinks the item may take her over 3 million rand. So of course, if she thinks she's added too much, she can start leaving items behind. All right? So the game is all about just value, and her job is to estimate the value of each item and judge whether or not she thinks it's within the 3 million rand budget. But the main idea that we're asking, of course, the question is, what can Karyn Maughan do with 3 million rands? Are you ready to play?
Yes.
You think
I'm so nervous.
I know, right? You look nervous.
Maths is not my strong suit in high school. Okay, yes.
All right, let's see how you'll do. So the first item we have is we have a 4-bedroom flat in Johannesburg North. Would you add or leave?
I would add that.
You would add it to your budget. All right, we have a new wardrobe, buying a new wardrobe. This is so popular with the new in-walking closets we see lately.
No, I would leave that.
You'd leave the wardrobe?
I'd leave that, yes.
All right. Buying a national lottery ticket for the year, 20 times a week at 5 rands each.
I would add that, yeah.
All right, we'd add that. What about a trip to Cuba for you and your partner?
I'd leave.
You'd leave that out?
Yeah.
All right. A brand new hatchback?
Leave.
Leave that out?
I'd still drive a 2006 Yaris, let's be honest. So cars are not a priority.
They're not a thing for you right now.
No.
All right. So what about building an internet cafe?
Leave.
We'll leave it out.
No.
All right. Purchasing a Samsung Chromebook laptop.
I'd add that because I need a laptop.
You need a laptop, right?
Yes.
All the stories and the breaking news.
Yes, all the breaking news. I need a laptop.
All right, so we have the items, of course, that we're just going to calculate right now and see whether or not it's within our 3 million rands budget. And we're going to be giving you the answer in just a moment. But how do you think you did? I mean, if you had perhaps some change, a couple of 100,000, would you invest that money?
I think I would.
Yeah.
But I have this big dream of like taking my mom on a holiday. Like we've never done that before.
Really?
Ever. And my mom is literally my favorite person in the world. I love my dad as well, but my mom is my favorite. And she's like 74 now, and I just think it would be amazing to take and her and my sister like on a trip.
So it'll be a girls' trip.
Girls' trip.
Yes.
It would be amazing.
And where would you go?
I'd have to take somewhere nice and peaceful for my mom because, you know, she's a granny. She likes to chill. She likes her wine. She likes, you know, hanging out.
Yes.
So it would probably be like something relaxing, like a kind of beach holiday or something like that reminds her of her childhood.
Right. That would be so interesting. All right, so we're still calculating, and we just want to get the final amount. So the final amount that we have for you, the grand total is 1,720,000 rands.
Yay! I'm under budget.
It's a lot of numbers that I'm hearing in my ear, so we're going to do it again slowly. It's 1 million, yes, 727,800. All right, so I hope you got that amount. So you still have a couple of, you know, money there too that you could make some use with. Perhaps you can go on holiday and then invest some of it.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, match the responsibility and the financial prudence with something that's a gift to yourself and your family.
I couldn't agree more. Now, of course, the lives of thousands of people have been changed by playing the National Lottery. This was the case for one daycare center operator from Gauteng who took a chance and bought a 30 Rand quick pick ticket. Now, this modest individual did not have any drastic plans whatsoever to go out and spend all the 36 million Rand winnings. Instead, they've focused on living in a comfortable home and continuing to help those in need. Now, you can see you can actually use your money to help others. But Karyn, thank you so much for your time and joining us and playing the game.
Yeah, that was fun. I've never done anything like this before.
I think you did your dad proud. I think he's so proud of you.
Thank you so much.
All right, we'll leave the game at that. But of course, for you at home, you can win 1,000 rands every Wednesday and Friday just by texting #Panda and the first 6 digits of your ID to 34909. And of course, our winner of 1,000 rands this Friday is Ophelia Mashiani. Congratulations to you, Ophelia. Now you too can be a winner. Just simply send that SMS and keep watching the morning show, and we'll show you how far 3 million rands can go. But join us again next Wednesday for another installment of what you can do with 3 million rands.
Time is running out. Stand a chance to win one of 6 houses with 2 million rand each, or your share of 500,000 rand in cash. Buy your raffle tickets today at participating retailers or the National Lottery website. T's and C's apply.